We break in.
All right, thank you, Sean. It's 35 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. Special guest joining us right now. He is running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District over in Rhode Island. And I believe we had him on once before. He's done an amazing Rhode Island rally about a month or so ago, which was a huge success. And they've got another one that we're going to talk a little bit about here in just a second. Vic Mellor is joining us. Vic, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, thanks for coming on. Let's start with the rally, and then we can talk about some issues. Tell everybody where to go, what to do, how to get involved with the rally.
Okay, so we got our second rally coming up. The first, well, let me just go into this real quick.
Sure.
When I first started campaigning and doing my listening tour 8 months ago, I was told by the leadership that, hey, here in Rhode Island, we don't do rallies. Republicans don't do rallies. And then I proved that wrong last month when I had General Flynn and Matt Light and Struggle Jennings, and we basically sold out the Crown Plaza. It was standing room only, and the fire marshal had to come and make us shut the doors because people were buying tickets, and we just had to shut it down. So there is a momentum. There's something going on right now in the state of Rhode Island. People are fed up with being Rhode Island last. So, my whole mantra is Rhode Island first, and being Rhode Island first is a choice, and it's a ballot box. It's a ballot box choice. So what I got going on is I got Roger Stone coming in on May 3rd because, Roger Stone kind of, they don't like Roger, and I love Roger, and so here we go. We're gonna kind of, I don't want to say, there's things I want to say, but I can't because we're on the radio. But it's going to be at the Park Theater in Cranston on May 3rd. It starts at 7 o'clock. You can go to vicmellor.com and buy tickets. We got Roger Stone's coming in. We got Chris Messino coming in, who is Trump's tenor. We got Chloe Castillo, who is a world-renowned classical pianist. So her and Chris are going to team up and do like they did at the RNC convention last year.
Wow.
And then we have a bunch of local speakers just talking local issues, and just we're firing up the base because we have to get everybody out to vote. We just have to vote if we're going to change what's going on in Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that for sure. And so you were telling me off the air, and I don't know too much about your campaign. I'm learning as we go, but you're plugged into all these heavies. I mean, you had Roger Stone, or you have Roger Stone at this one. Last time you had a couple of other big names. I'm sure you got more of these rallies probably coming. How are you so plugged in?
Well, I was General Flynn's chief of staff for 3.5 years, so we toured the whole country, prior to the 24 election. And so I got to know everybody. And, I wasn't a paid employee of the General. I was volunteered because I have the resources through, working my butt off. And we just made it happen. And now, so the next rally, which is going to be in August, we're going to do a bunch in June and July. But the next big name is going to be the mayor. I'm bringing up Giuliani in August. So,
wow. So
that'll be the next one. You're the first one to hear about it.
Well,
so,
thank you.
Thank you for that.
Well, that's exciting. It's fun. And these rallies, I do believe, and I'm somebody who's been, an advocate for these, and we try to do them. We have big events for our radio station at least once a year. And I think it's just it's a wonderful way to get like-minded people together, or even people who are on the fence together, to hear about things that are important, not only to the local community, but the state and the country. I think it's great. I do. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I agree totally. So everyone's just so disenfranchised in the whole. Nobody comes here nationally. Nobody spends any money. Nobody. I say what everybody's thinking because I don't care what anybody thinks about me, and what I'm saying is what. It just has to be said, and it's the truth.
Right.
As long as I keep saying the truth, people are going to wake up and just be like, all right, here we go. We got to do this. This is it. If we don't perform in 26, it's going to be a rough final 2 years for the president.
Well, there's no question about that. Vic Mellor is our guest running for Congress over in Rhode Island. So you hit the second rally. We got a third rally coming up. You've also got a big medical conference at the end of May. What is that about?
So I teamed up with the World Conference of Health. We got Dr. McCullough coming in. We got Del Bigtree. We got Dr. Brett Weinstein. I mean, just all the big names in the holistic movement. They're going to be at the Crown Plaza May 30th and 31st. And again, you can go to vicmellor.com and get some tickets there. You know, I do a lot in the Maha movement and the Gaha movement. These are things I'm already doing and performing. I got a clinic that I opened up during COVID. That's, you know, I got this thing. The only way you could work for me is if you got fired by the establishment, and that's just the way it is.
That's
you know,
funny.
so I'm anti everything COVID. I'm anti untested vaccine for kids. I do a lot for autistic kids and kids on the spectrum. You know, our youth are getting sicker and sicker and sicker as time goes on. We're going to get to the point to where they're all sick. And this is just, you know, I want to use some other words, but again, I'm on the radio, and, you know, my Marine Corps mouth and construction worker mouth isn't fit sometimes for the radio, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I got some folks calling in right now saying this guy sounds like he should be on The Sopranos or something like that. I mean, that's what I've got people coming up and talking to me about that. Are you a soprano? I'm just kidding. Just having some fun.
No. Yeah, no, I'm not.
All right, so one of the things you run on, and you already mentioned it, was Rhode Island First. And I'm a big advocate of America First. Like, I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't agree with how he handles himself in some cases. I mean, maybe you differ with me on that, but that's fine. But I am big on America First. I'm a nationalist. You know, I believe we should put our own priorities ahead of everybody else. I assume you think the same thing about Rhode Island.
Totally. Absolutely. 100%. We just got to get everybody focused on doing the same thing, and we can make this happen. You just got to be loud. You got to be proud. The problem with Republicans, it's not a problem. It's we just want to live our lives and be left alone. But what's been happening is these ideologues are just, it's their job to destroy our country and our states. And we, at some point, and it's now, we have to stand up and fight for what we believe. And that's what I'm here for.
All right. Vic Mellor is with us. Any one issue, we got a couple minutes left, any one issue that maybe you want to just circle in on so folks out there know what your main focus is in Rhode Island?
Well, something that fixes everything is great paying jobs. All right? Great paying jobs fix everything. And the manufacturing rebirth that's happening in our country right now because of the tariffs, and you know, you hear a lot of lies about the tariffs with, you know, that they're raising prices and everything else, but core inflation is way down since the president took over from Biden. But so this is what we got going on. There's $18 trillion being invested in the United States right now to revamp our manufacturing, and none of it is coming to Rhode Island because our federal officials all have Trump derangement syndrome. Now, I'm in with the administration, so once I get in there, I will be the conduit that brings that money and those jobs home to Rhode Island, because Rhode Island used to be an industrial powerhouse, and we can do it again because we have the infrastructure to do it. It'll be easy, quick. We just got to set our mind to it and make it happen.
Now, this is your first go-around into the world of politics, right?
This is my first go-around.
Yeah.
I was behind-the-scenes guy. I hate it. I'm not going to lie to you.
What do you hate the most about it, to be honest with you? What is it?
What I'm hating about it is, and I'm going to give you an example of what happened this weekend. I do a lot in the minority community, the Latino community, and, you know, I got wind that they're getting intimidated already. And so I'm making some visits to let these people know, you know, don't even waste your time trying to do these old tactics of intimidation, because I'm going to level it flat. I'm going to use my contacts all the way up to the DOJ, and I am going to hammer you when you try to do voter intimidation. The old days of Rhode Island politics are done, and I hate that part of it, but at the same time, I like it if that's a little crazy, right?
No, I get it. Good for you, man. Stand up to the bullies. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your website before we run out of time? Where do they go to find out all the info?
VicMellor.com.